Why are so many modern sci-fi stories leaving audiences empty? It's not a writing problem. Modern sci-fi and fantasy are brilliant at showing us what's wrong with the world. So where are we falling short? Too many of our stories avoid showing us why the world is worth fighting for. Series like Game of Thrones or Altered Carbon do a masterful job of depicting the problems that plague society. Greed, corruption, concentrated power, lust, and oppression. Unfortunately, for a generation raised on media that merely reflects our broken natures and deconstructs individual, institutional, and narrative failures and betrayals, this can be problematic. Cynical and in some cases nihilistic storytelling often exacerbates the malaise instead of giving people a reason to overcome it. It's as if some of our stories are silently teaching us to give up. If there's one thing we all need, it's less cynicism and more hope. So here's the other half of the equation. Instead of doubling down on diagnosing the problem, we need more stories that reinforce traits of persistence, kindness, empathy, grit, and self-mastery. Because these virtues build hope. And hopeful humans build better societies. The best sci-fi doesn't just warn us about the future, it reminds us what's worth protecting. Arrival shows us that we can choose empathy and love despite intense emotional pain. And that empathy can ripple across nations, across the galaxy, and across time. This isn't to say that we can't show evil and its consequences, far from it. Even the stories that are dystopian in setting can have undercurrents of hope. For all the bleakness of Children of Men, we see glimmers of societal redemption through personal sacrifice and the reverence we feel toward the birth of a child into that bleak world. Even when characters suffer, stories can invite audiences to find meaning in their suffering and cheer for them when they overcome. Even if the story is tragic and our heroes fall, we as an audience can develop a shared understanding of why their fall was tragic in the first place. And through that catharsis, walk out of a theater not only fabulously entertained, but carrying with us a spark, an idea, a feeling, an impression that will lead us to build a better future. I'll leave you with the wise words of Samwise Gamgee from The Two Towers. It's like in the great stories, the ones that really mattered, full of darkness and danger. But in the end, a new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those are the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, that there's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. When's the last time a sci-fi or fantasy story inspired you to fight for something worth saving? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this is SciFiFri.